Let me show you how to create a new service. In the top right, click Settings, and from the drop-down menu, click Services. You can create a new service by clicking the green Add Service button to the right, or editing or deleting your current services. You can input the information like service name and description, time required, and cutoff time. The cutoff time option is the minimum time between when the booking is created and booking is scheduled. So if you wanted 24 hours advance notice, you would change the cutoff time to 24. Or if you wanted an on-demand service, a lot like Uber, you'd keep it at 0. You can make this service active, meaning customers can immediately start booking this service. Or you can turn this off and turn it back on at a later time. The next section will let you customize any additional questions you need to ask your customers before they can confirm a time. Free response, meaning they are simply questions to gather more information. And numeric response, meaning that depending on how these questions are answered, will determine how much additional time needs to be booked for this appointment. So, for example, if the default time for this service is 60 minutes, and your numeric question add-on time was set for 10 minutes, and your numeric question was, how many items need service while I'm on site, then depending on how the customer answers this question, would determine how many more 10-minute increments are added to the 60-minute base time. If the customer answer was 1 in this scenario, then the total amount of time to be booked would be 60 minutes base time plus the additional minutes times 1, since the customer's answer to the question was 1. This equates to a total booking time of 70 minutes. With all of this additional information, and the time calculated and added to the booking automatically, the employee assigned will be more efficient and arrive on schedule for all bookings that day. Make sure, as always, to save any changes to your existing service settings by clicking the Save Changes button in the top right, or the Add Service in the top right if you are creating a new service. Also note that you won't have any availability for this service on your calendar until you assign it to a crew in your crew settings. One of the most important features in Routezilla is learning how to design and edit your target service areas to schedule your best day every day. You can edit these areas by clicking the service areas in your settings. On the right side of the map, you will see a list of your existing service areas. You can edit existing areas and create new areas of any shape or size to align with existing marketing campaigns, available services, to assign team members, and avoid major traffic obstacles, such as bridges, major freeways, or to avoid limit availability in rural areas, where you don't want to provide the same level of service as more heavily populated areas. Unfortunately, standard zip code areas are based off of population data from the 60s and 70s. Therefore, don't consider all of these obstacles, so we've designed Routezilla to work with whatever challenges you need to consider now. If any of this sounds confusing, our success team is happy to show you how to build your best days by considering all these parameters. When you click the Edit button, click Cancel in the pop-up if you don't want to change the name of the service area. Then you can use the white markers to adjust the shape and size. You can also add a new service area by clicking the green Add Service Area button on the right-hand side. From here, if you hover your mouse over the map, you can click points on it to make a new shape. It can be any size or shape and can overlap with your other regions. Finish the shape by clicking the first point you put down. Give it a name, and click OK. Please note, you must assign all of your service areas to a crew in your crew settings in order for addresses in these areas to see any availability from your calendar. In your crew settings, make it super simple to upsize or downsize your team. Manage multiple scheduling parameters and ensure that your team knows where to go each day. You can create a new crew or edit existing crews, but the most important part to remember is that your scheduling availability requires crew availability, and crew availability depends on what service areas and service types have been assigned to a crew. If you create a new service or service area and don't assign it to a crew, then that service and that service area will not be available for scheduling. Let's say you just want one crew to service one new area that you've created. Click the Edit button, and then under Service Options, select the service you want this crew to offer. And then under Service Area, select the new service area you have created, and then click to save changes. It's that simple. If you like to add a second or third staff member to this crew, then go to your staff member settings, create a new staff member, and then come back to your crew settings, and add that staff member to the crew. You can have as many staff members assigned to a crew as you wish, but a staff member can only be assigned to one crew at a time. If you assign a staff member who has already been assigned to another crew, once you click to save changes, then that staff member will be removed from the other crew they were assigned to, and will be assigned to the new crew you have assigned them to. Please note that it is the crew's calendars that are booked in Routezilla. Your staff members will have access to all the booking details and notifications from the crew bookings he or she has been assigned to. Lastly, you will notice that on your bookings page there is a colored button above the map for each one of your crews. You can click this button to adjust the driving distance for that crew on that day. In your crew settings, you can customize the color of that crew's booking page button, and then click to save changes. This is useful in case you'd like your Routezilla account to feature your brand colors, and helpful in case you like to create more contrast between crew colors on the booking day maps.